So now moving on to interest. So one of the things that I requested for years was amortization schedules showing how they calculated the interest on our account. I worked in the mortgage industry for 11 years, and so I literally calculated interest for a living. So I knew the numbers didn't look right. I knew something was off with the way they calculated interest. And they would never send it to me in writing. They kept giving me vague answers over the phone, but they refused to fork over the amortization schedules. And I'd actually asked for them in my Office of Tax Appeals case, and they wouldn't fork them over, and the judge wouldn't compel them to fork them over. But I asked for them in the case that's now pending in San Diego Superior Court, and they did actually turn them over. So the accounting ledgers show that they have overcharges interest in 4 different ways. One is, it looks like their system just automatically adds a few extra pennies of interest each quarter. And it looks like they add about $1 a year on people's accounts. It looks like it's just a systematic thing. So everybody's being charged $1, which is not a lot of money per person, but if you've got tens of thousands of people in collections, that's a pretty substantial amount of money, extra illicit revenue. The second one is, twice I caught Franchise Tax Board representatives ordering me to send in more money than what was shown on the bill. Instead of sending me a refund of the overpayment, Franchise Tax Board manually changed their numbers to make it look like that was the amount of interest that was already due. So they have people ordering you, their collection agents are ordering you to send in more money than the bill says, and then they are manually changing the numbers on their end to inflate the interest. So that's the second one. The third one is that they are withholding some payments altogether. So basically, they say that you owe, they say that we have collected X amount of dollars from you, and they calculate interest based on that number. But since they don't credit all your payments, they're charging you interest on money that had already been paid in, so they're overcharging interest. Now that one is no surprise, because it's very much in line with their racketeering schemes of withholding payments to make it artificially look like your account was underfunded. So yeah, so they're also withholding payments to make it look like your account was had a higher balance than it really did. But the last one is interesting because portions of payments that they credit are vanishing. So for one of our tax years, my husband's employer collected $30,000, and Franchise Tax Board said that they only collected $28,500. So $1,500 just vanished from the amount of money collected by my husband's employer. So not only did they not credit any of the estimated tax payments that they'd made, not only did they credit all the other monies that had been paid in, they only partially credited the amount of money that was collected by my husband's employer. And it's the only place where it vanished off the ledger. I mean, the rest of the ledgers, as far as I can tell, the full payment was there. So it's this one screen that the money vanished from, which is very strange. So that's the 4 schemes to overcharge interest.